A question for men: what is it about things that women consider sexy that actually repels you? When women completely remove their eyebrows and draw new ones, I once mentioned this in a conversation with a friend, and she replied that she lost her eyebrows due to cancer, and they never grew back. After that, I stopped bringing up this topic when I see women with drawn-on eyebrows. Yes, there are a whole range of different reasons that can cause eyebrow issues, which most people have never heard of. Very often, it's due to trichotillomania. That's why I never discuss this topic with women. Selfies with pouty lips? I give it 1,000,000 upvotes. Every time I see such selfies from women, my hose shrivels up. Fake tan? I'm a woman, and I don't understand why so many people love self-tanner. In 99% of cases, it's obvious that the tan isn't real. Besides, it's hard to imagine men saying, "Sorry, you're not my type, you're just not tanned enough." I don't get this obsession with tanning either. Sure, darker skin suits some women, but I find fair-skinned or even pale women just as attractive. Let me play devil's advocate: you only notice low-quality fake tans that clearly look unnatural. If the self-tanner is applied well, you wouldn't tell the difference from a sun-kissed tan. When women talk like little girls or pretend to be dumb, I like women who are smarter than me. In the first months of our relationship, I thought my girlfriend was just pretending to be dumb, but then I realized she's actually as dumb as a rock. But I still love her. Wow, you're still together even after you realized she's as dumb as a rock and told the whole world about it? That must be true love. It's unbelievable when women talk about other men who show interest in them. It seems like most women think it makes them seem more desirable, but almost all my friends dream of finding an uncut diamond, women who aren't chased by crowds of men. I admit that others might disagree with me. I completely agree. It always bums me out when my female friends brag about rejecting this or that guy and mercilessly mock their admirers. I start to worry that all women are like that. If I fall in love with someone, will I become the subject of someone's snarky jokes and gossip? I'm starting to believe that the ratio of men to women on the planet has drastically changed and that every woman has 10 men in love with her to choose from. I know that's not true, but when I hear women's conversations, it doesn't seem so far-fetched anymore. If it helps even a little, know that decent, mature women don't mock guys who are in love with them and under their spell. One of my acquaintances, though she rarely does this, believes that if men don't earn big money and don't look like Ryan Gosling, they're just trash and don't even have the right to talk to her. Most of our mutual friends either ignore her or are outraged by her behavior because it's disgusting and wrong. I remember in school, many girls acted like that, but I'm 25 now, and I see that people aren't willing to put up with that attitude anymore. Don't worry, buddy. When women wear high heels and then complain about them, I do like women in heels, but if they're so uncomfortable, don't wear them. Or carry flat shoes in your purse and change when you're tired of the heels. At my daughter's graduation, one girl in high heels fell 5 times and ended up going to get her diploma barefoot. I absolutely don't understand the point of a Monroe piercing. It looks like they have a silvery pimple. I can't stand piercings in general. I've never once thought, she's pretty good, but she'd look amazing if she had a piece of metal sticking out of her face. When women get compliments, they don't want to accept them and are ready to argue about it. My God, yes, you're beautiful, but I'm not going to repeat it 1,000 times to prove it's true. Let me explain from a woman's perspective. From childhood, we're taught to be modest. When we're given compliments, we're taught that just saying thank you might sound arrogant. Because of this upbringing, we feel awkward when we get compliments. We know we can't just say thank you without seeming vain, and it turns into verbal diarrhea and attempts to prove we don't deserve the compliment. If we give in a little and partially agree with the compliment, we feel even more awkward because we don't understand why we said thank you or why we even got the compliment since we don't think we're worthy of it. That's the only explanation I can think of. I realize this behavior might seem ridiculous and pointless, but I'm starting to break this habit. I've learned to say thank you, but I haven't gotten rid of the habit of feeling embarrassed yet. It's so silly. Today at the train station, I saw a few girls trying so hard to look cool. They were all chewing gum with their mouths wide open, smacking loudly. It made me so angry because they seemed like ill-mannered brats. They looked pretty attractive, but their behavior made them seem like trashy women. For most people, traits like arrogance are the biggest turn-off. Call me a jerk if you want, but I hate when women speak in an unnaturally high-pitched voice, not their real voice, but imitating a thin, childish tone. It drives me crazy. Maybe they don't even realize they're doing it. Men do it too, it's involuntary, like pupils dilating when we talk to someone we like. Our voices naturally get a bit higher. When my wife asks me to pick up the phone or intercom, my voice drops an octave, especially if I'm talking to a stranger. I never noticed it, but my wife did. It must be some family protection reflex buried deep in our subconscious. When women pretend to be helpless when they actually can't do anything, maybe it's because of my age, but I'm ready to run faster than the wind when I see a woman who can't handle a task that only a knight in shining armor could manage. But there are plenty of men who are really drawn to that. It makes them feel more confident and stronger. Once, I went on vacation with a friend who's very naive and silly, one of those women who constantly get into trouble because of their own stupidity. I, on the other hand, strive to be independent and don't want a man to save me. Guess who was constantly surrounded by male attention? It drove me nuts. When women bite into your neck like wolves, seriously, if you want to gnaw on a man's neck, at least don't smack your lips. Dude, have you considered you might be dating a vampire? When women say they're not wearing underwear, it doesn't kill my desire, but I find women in lingerie very sexy, and I prefer to take it off myself. When they act coy, if you pretend I'm not interesting to you, I won't push. I don't want to misstep and get accused of harassment. I'm a woman, and I haven't had a boyfriend in a long time. Recently, I met a cute guy, and we chatted a bit. A few days later, I met with my best friend and told her about him. She was shocked and said I should act coy to get guys' attention. To me, that's complete nonsense, but some women really believe this and teach other women to act coy. It's very sad. Exactly, and why do women over 30 think they have to act like that? I don't get it. You're not in your early 20s anymore. If women play these games, I lose all interest in them and realize they're not mature enough to be with me. I don't make more than 2 attempts to ask a woman out. If she plays games or says she doesn't have time, I turn the page and move on. It feels like someone instilled a false belief in them that if a man is really interested, he won't give up and will be more persistent. Maybe that's true, but if we barely know each other, why would I chase a stranger and try to get her to go out with me at all costs? To me, that feels like stalking, and if I'm not mistaken, most people don't like being stalked. I might ask a second time, but after a second rejection, I stop trying. God, I hate people who act like that. If you don't like me, that's fine, I'm an adult and can handle rejection. But if you do like me, that's great. What I can't stand is constant uncertainty and pretense. If talking to you makes me feel like I'm speaking to an 8-year-old who doesn't know what she wants, I'll treat you accordingly. Pumped up lips? It's like they swelled up from a shellfish allergy, especially when paired with cheek fillers. One of my acquaintances, a very beautiful woman, got fillers in her face. It looked like she aged 15 years overnight, and it wasn't even shoddy work, her parents spent a fortune on it. Oh well, as long as she's happy with the result. When women say no but mean yes, if during our first night my head starts moving lower and lower and you say no, I won't ignore your decision. If you said no, there's no place for a disappointed grimace on your face. You keep saying no every time I try again until you finally stop talking and let me do it, which leads to a satisfied smile on your face. I'm not going to experiment with the line between coercion and consensual relationships because you're over 30, and it's long past time to play those games. Don't badmouth your friends behind their backs. If you don't like them, just don't be friends with them. Because of this habit, I'll think you're two-faced and worry about what you might say about me behind my back. To clarify, people gossip to seem better in their friends' eyes, to be more likable, not necessarily in a sexual way, but it all revolves around attractiveness in the end. If you share something they did to you or something that personally affects you, I don't mind if you vent. But if you're talking about your friends in a way that doesn't involve you, you're just a two-faced snake trying to look better by highlighting their problems and flaws. When women put their feet on my car's dashboard, and then I have to clean the windshield from their toe prints. Also, some people have to wash blood and bones off their car after an accident, but if they hadn't put their feet on the dashboard, they'd have gotten away with just a scare. Airbags can leave nothing but a wet spot from those who don't think. When women come to the gym all made up and perfumed, I'm sick of people who show up to the gym doused in cologne or perfume. I don't want to breathe that stench while I'm working out, I need clean air. As a woman, I'm amazed that some women can do grueling exercises and their makeup doesn't budge. I'm sure if I went to the gym with makeup on, I'd sweat so much that it would smear everywhere, and my mascara would run. It's a pity not everyone understands that perfume and cologne don't mask the smell of sweat. It's better to just shower more often because there's nothing worse than smelling sweat mixed with perfume in the gym. When skinny women get huge breast implants, breasts should be proportionate to the body. A woman weighing no more than 50 kilograms with a size D chest is just ridiculous. Brianna Banks, I'm talking about you. When women mimic childish voices and pretend to be helpless when they're actually just lazy, my girlfriend says she can't learn to use the coffee machine, but I don't believe her. One of my friends said she doesn't know how to make coffee. She has a coffee machine at home, but if her husband doesn't make her coffee before he leaves for work, she just goes to Starbucks. Once, I didn't feel like going to Starbucks and asked her to make me coffee. Damn it, she really doesn't know how to make coffee. I mean, she knows the steps: fill it with water, put in the filter, add the coffee, turn it on, but it still didn't work out. That same friend didn't know how to cook white rice. I realized it was because she kept opening the lid to check, letting all the steam out. Not all women are pretending, some are genuinely helpless. Fake nails, especially long ones that look like claws, how do they even wipe their butts? Some women don't have such long nails, but why get extensions when you can just paint your own? Some of us have such brittle nails that polish just doesn't stay on. Expensive nail polish chips off my nails about 8 hours after applying it, and the top clear coat peels off too. So, if I want my nails to look nice, yes, I go get a manicure and get short acrylic nails. Be sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss new, super interesting discussions. In the meantime, we suggest checking out our other videos.